Hi everyone, it's Harry the Soul Coach, and I'm back again to do another research video. And today the topic is going to be Barack Hussein Obama and everything that we've been experiencing over the last few years. Every bit of darkness, every bit of evil, all links all the way back up to Obama and the Clinton Foundation. Over the last few weeks, I've been going through a number of Q posts just to bring a lot more clarity to things that have taken place, to show you that Q was in live time. So when the events were taking place, Q was posting and informing people of how to navigate through all the lies and deception, to bring awareness to how things work, to how things are linked, to people involved, to the roles, to their positions, countries, money exchanges, corruption, everything. So this was starting the end of 2017, taking us all the way up to the last post, which was in 2022. A big majority of those posts, those come before the 2020 elections. So a lot of the stuff that was taking place back then has already happened. A lot of the things that we are now being shown on the news in mainstream to awaken more people to events of what is going on has already happened. All of it has. And we're at a stage now where it is a movie we're watching, which is a constant theme for me to keep re-emphasizing. It's a movie. It's a movie, it's a movie, but the movie has to show us what took place, has to bring back some of these personnel that committed treason, to bring them back into the picture. If you see them on the TV, it's not them. It's called game theory. We're in a war. You have to make it look like they're still in there because there's a lot of other criminals still operating in this world. So the movie allows people to understand what's going on. A movie keeps people engaged because there's famous people on the TV. We want to find out what's going on and we follow the stars. It also is guiding us down a path where it is going to be quite chaotic, quite destructive, quite confusing, because everything of this bad system is going to be exposed and destroyed, which means there's a lot of people in there who are starting to feel the heat now. And with the momentum that Donald Trump keeps building, because the mainstream media are now having to report on it, and it's showing that people are behind him on a level that it hasn't been reported, and it's only building. At the same time, all the craziness from the Biden administration and also the woke agenda and all the nonsense that's going on in the world is really being pushed in our face, again, to educate the people, is to wind more people up and hopefully it snap more people out of the sleepy state that they want to do something. It gets more and more people talking about all topics from all issues from all parts of society. So everything is happening. Everything has happened. And now it's just people in everyday life. It is corruption, it's crime, it's every criminal part of the syndicate. All of it is coming out. So there's a lot of people that are blaming other people, but if they're part of crime, they're going to get exposed too. There's no blaming, there's no passing on the buck. It's all coming out. So that Suicide Weekend or Suicide Watch was a few Q post reference. That's how I see it's going to happen. There's going to be a lot of people that all take their life at the same time. Where we go one, we go all is also for the bad people too. They will never be able to walk down the streets again because they are going to be shown to the world of what they have really been doing. It's disgusting. It's trafficking. It's modern day slavery. And over the last few years, with the internet and the technologies, it has increased massively. And these things go on every day without our awareness. So when people find out that it's been happening to them by people that they know and loved and trust and done everything for, they won't be able to handle that heat at all. So there's going to be a moment where this is coming to a head. So what I wanted to show you today was a number of posts on the queue to show you Obama and just to go through a number of points that are disgusting in terms of what they've done, like treason at the highest levels, and also show you some of the news articles of late, especially in the last 24 hours, for Biden. Biden's just a cover. Biden is like the Trump in reverse, and he's just taking all of the problems that are going wrong. It's Biden's fault, and the world is starting to see it. He's a calamity. He's getting old age. He's not even with it. He can't hold a sentence together. And then all the conflicts around the world, it's Biden, Biden, Biden. That's saving us choose 4 people to come into the lead-in, which will be Obama, which will shock the world, which Obama is known by most countries around the world. It's the Great Awakening around the world. And everything that Biden has done and the corruption, all the people underneath them, the politicians, big pharma, big corp, all of these people are involved too. Obama's even higher. So when it gets to Obama, it links more people into it. And there's something called the RICO Act, which I really emphasize again, re-emphasize Fear City. Watch it on Netflix. If you still have not done it and you're still watching my channel, go and watch Fear City. You can watch it online. If you search for it, you'll be able to find it on there too. It will show you we're in full control. It'll show you the power of the FBI. And more importantly, it'll show you the RICO Act and how criminals, when it's all linked and it's all part of one big syndicate, one big giant snake, one big parasite, every person involved, even if they haven't committed the crime, is going to get taken. It allows people to start accepting that's how it's all going to go down. And a lot of things are taking place without us actually knowing. So I'm going to go through a lot of the posts today and try to put my take on it and to give you references. Why is this important? Because it is the highest levels of corruption. This is what will shock the world when you see the people involved, the same people involved of all the crimes. But when you see the lengths that these people went, it is shocking. And also by the lengths that they went to try to regain power. And when he was in power, what they were doing to suppress people around the world for personal gain, then you can start accepting everything else that takes place. And it's Obama's name that's going to shock a lot of people. And the Biden administration, we're told from a narrative, it's being run by Obama. Again, it needs a storyline to it. He has been dealt with already. Treason at the highest of levels. And you see what he's done. Treason, it's death penalty. You wouldn't just let him just stay about still. It wouldn't happen because it's treason. People have lost their lives because of this man. Some of the things are sickening. So I'll go through it all. And I just wanted to start with a post to confirm that people will be buried before it started. So let me go straight on to this post. And we'll skip through a lot of them today. But here, look. And this is talking about cleaning the house. So everyone in Senate, Congress, the governors, the senators, all these different people, they're all being put there. Again, a lot of those are actors now. It's being put there in front of us. So we're learning what goes on because these are the decision makers. These are the people that are the ones that look into investigations and have to question people that are under investigation. However, they're all on the same side. So it's all leading in to exposing all of it. So what does the house cleaning represent? We always knew final stage. What does North Korea represent? Threat, safeguard, insurance. Poof. Kim to China represents something vital, and in brackets, the key. Many will be buried before exposed themselves. False flags, distractions, Q. Many will be buried before exposed. When you've committed treason, that is a death penalty. And when you've committed treason, they have all the evidence for the treason. It doesn't need to go on a court case for 25 years. You're taken out because it's taken the lives of other people. So keep having that as a reference point. Keep going back to and a reminder because people keep forgetting. And every time we get shown something new, there's a moan that comes with it. Look what they're doing now, or they've turned and they're doing this now. And I can't believe that. I'm confused. The story's the same, people. It's just they're putting all the things together to bring more people into it. It's already taken place. So all these different things that are going on now, a lot of the stuff we're seeing is from video footage, from camera footage, from the phones. You don't know that it's real, though. You haven't got a clue that it's real. Yeah, it's going on because you're being told it. A lot of the stuff is done by the military. Again, Q confirms all of that. It's a narrative. It has to be taken down on a journey. It all links. It all fits in. It's all coordinated. It's all controlled by us, the good guys. So I started with this post here. because I think this just sets nicely. So this was actually towards the end of the Q posts, May 2020. And there's 12 posts that contain the word renegade. So let me just click onto, or read it and then click onto the photo after. So why did Hussein Barry choose renegade as USSS codename? Define renegade. Hussein Barry, parents both fluent in Russian. Is Russian a common language to learn? Public career history, mum and dad. Public career history require Russian language as a prerequisite. Farm work takes special skills, Q. So it shows you there's a lot more to Obama than what we know. Look at this photo. Renegade. And he chose this as his code name. A person who deserts and betrays an organization, country, or set of principles. Synonyms: traitor, defector, deserter, turncoat, rebel, mutineer. That's a lot of people are a traitor that work for this guy. And I'm going to show you how it all links in. So that's a good one to start. It was called Renegade. We're just going to go for a few more Renegade posts. So the lines are drawn. Define renegade, standard definition. Define evergreen, which is Hillary Clinton's code name. Non-standard definition. Think depopulation. The silent war continues. And it puts a photo up this. Look, a patriot. 1, a person who loves, supports, and defends his or her country and its interests with devotion. 2, a person who regards himself or herself as a defender, especially of individual rights, against presumed interference by the federal government. Traitor. 1, a person who betrays another, a cause, or any trust. 2, a person who commits treason by betraying his or her country. So the first one, betrays another, a cause, or any trust. The criminal syndicate. If people are doing it knowingly, they're a traitor. So they're not a patriot. And you're going to see so much come out of all these people, so much, especially in the truth movement. They've all been designed. And what I've linked now is when Hillary Clinton lost, Obama went around the world initially straight away. I'm going to show you loads of money transactions as well. They set up, because they lost the access of the intelligence three-letter agencies, they lost all that. So they set up with other governments around the world a plan for there to be a shadow presidency under Obama. So it's still being controlled by him, all these back channels and stuff. So my take on the truth movement, especially in 2020, when loads of them come out, was one, to push all the scare stats and really over dramatize the COVID, because a lot of these people knew that a lot of COVID was about taking them out, about getting them controlled by something being put in them, and what they're volunteering to do it. 2, these criminals know how to make money. And any worldwide travesty, there's organizations that will really play on the heartstrings and emotions. So looking at mainstream media now, we've always been in control of mainstream media the moment Donald Trump come in. He labeled it fake news, all of them, yet it was the real news that giving out the fake news, because it's the real news channels that are involved with Trump. So it was fake news to start with. And you can even look at how news companies are registered. It's as entertainment. So they don't always have to tell the truth, or the information is done with a perspective. So all of these people were working under Obama still, because if he lost control completely, which they last effort chance was 2020 with Trump coming in. And if you notice, there was a lot of panic, a lot of concern, a lot of things going on. And when Trump come back in, there was confusion for a lot of people. And it's like, what do we do now? Can't really go about COVID anymore. It's just disappeared, just gone. What do we do? They've all been caught in this lie. So I'll see if there's any more ones worth looking for, oh yeah, for the renegade. So this one. What is the process to enter a SCIF, which is like a secret private meeting? What security level must exist in order to gain entry? Can non-security level persons be invited to participate? Do logs exist for each designated meeting? Do logs record in, time, out? Who in, who out? Ability to enter without a paper trail? January the 29th, 2018, iodine, not 4 annons. January 29th, 2018, and run back 1 to 2, not 4 annons. Skiff logs can be very revealing. Hussein's USS codename was Renegade, Define Renegade, and it's again a traitor. So they were having these meetings where non-security level persons were invited, which that's not how it does it. So they're committing crimes all the way through, all the way through. So this was another one that I wanted to show you because it come on to one of the news articles today. So start trying to process, what does this really mean? Like we take things with a pinch of salt. Are they bad? They're evil. They've done wrong. Look at this one. What if the steel used for military grade projects was made inferior by our enemies as a method to weaken? What if Hussein Obama knew and authorized Renegade? How many Marines volunteered to serve Hussein during his term? Why? What is his name? We don't say organize the deal. So John McCain, what happens if he organized the navies? That the US taxpayer subsidizes the world. America has been sold to the highest bidder. America has been weakened on purpose. The depths of their treason is unimaginable, pure evil, hell on earth if Hillary Clinton won in victory. That's a massive one. So you hear Hillary Clinton, but Obama's the same. So look at this news article today. So Biden opposes a plan to sell US steel to a Japanese firm, citing the need for American steel workers. So that was just today. And there was a guy that actually got sacked because of all the steel, all his company. They were tampering with it for military operations because they knew that the US military was too strong. Obama's 8 years was to infiltrate that military, to make them weak. I'm going to show you things that's going to sicken you still. They targeted people in the military and sacked them. That's crazy. Then you got things like Benghazi, where those soldiers got taken out. You got the lies about bin Laden. They lied because they were all just corrupt criminals trying to put on this story. How they thought they were going to get away with it. Well, I guess they never thought they were going to lose. That's why. And they never have been investigated. And when there was different investigations with the Clinton Foundation, it looked like nothing had taken place and they got away with it. So a lot of the conspiracy theorists for years used to just be going through life with the attitude, it's always going to be like this. It's always corrupt at the top. You just got to make the most of it. That's where all of that is being done on purpose. So these criminals think that they're that powerful. They're unstoppable. They're controlling every part of society that they're never going to get in trouble. They've always had that attitude. So when their kids come into the world and when the next generations take over, they don't know any different, but they have been investigated. These big cases have been worked on for a long time, and they're being saved for it all to come out in one go. So to present to the world rather than one individual case is all at once. So the people that committed treason have already been dealt with. Think about it. Treason. Go and look at treason. Think about it. So that was one article today. So I used the news now to then go back, and we've seen on the news TikTok. I'll show you quickly on TikTok as well. So they're going to ban TikTok, and Donald Trump also did a truth recently. It's not TikTok that should be banned, it's Facebook. Facebook spent loads of money on spying on him and trying to influence the elections and stuff as well. TikTok is controlled by us. So when we're hearing about all this and all Senate are now pushing for it as well, it's all part of a movie. All part of a movie. So I can show you that. So it's actually controlled by Walmart, and it's controlled by Oracle, which is Larry Ellison. So this is what happened, first of all, in 2020, this was, and Donald Trump sent a letter to Speaker of the House at the time, talking about the threat of TikTok, Chinese-owned company. This was August 6, 2020. She didn't really act on it at all, but it was all to do with spying on American people. Spying is getting all the metadata, all the stuff that I was showing you before, like the NSA. They were doing it all unlawfully. And again, people would be sickened when we find out what stuff went on. So a few days later, Donald Trump then put forward an executive order on addressing the threat posed by TikTok. Sorry, so this was the executive order he put on the same day that he also sent the letter to the Speaker of the House. So a week later, and it says that we're going to be looking into this. So I'll just read the one bit. Look, TikTok, a video sharing mobile application owned by Chinese company ByteDance, has reportedly been downloaded over 175 million times in the United States and over 1 billion times globally. TikTok automatically captures vast swaths of information from its users, including internet and other network activity information such as location data and browsing search histories. This data collection threatens to allow the Chinese Communist Party access to Americans' personal and proprietary information, potentially allowing China to track locations of federal employees and contractors, build dossiers of personal information for blackmail, and conduct corporate espionage. TikTok also reportedly censors content that the Chinese Communist Party deems politically sensitive, such as content concerning protests in Hong Kong and China's treatment of the Uyghurs and other Muslim minorities. This mobile application may also be used for disinformation campaigns that benefit the Chinese Communist Party, such as when TikTok videos spread debunked conspiracy theories about the origins of the coronavirus. So this was an executive order, August 2020, so a few months before the election. And then if you read this one here, this is where you've got to read it all. ByteDance's TikTok. So look, a few days later, so on the 14th of October, 8 days later, order regarding the acquired. Donald Trump's acquisition company is an acquisition company too. It's going to acquire DWAC. It's changing very soon to Trump Media Management Company, but it's acquiring. So let me just go down here. So this is Donald Trump. Look, we have some very big news on TikTok. TikTok is moving along. We're dealing with Oracle, which you know of, Larry Ellison. And we're dealing with as a combination Walmart. Walmart, a great company, a great American company. The security will be 100%. They'll be using separate clouds and a lot of very, very powerful security. And they'll be making about a $5 billion contribution towards education. We're going to be setting up a very large fund towards the education of American youth, and that'll be great. And that's their contribution that I've been asking for. But we'll see whether it happens or not. But conceptually, I think it's a great deal for America. They'll be hiring at least 25,000 people. It'll most likely be incorporated in Texas. It's a brand new company. It will have nothing to do with any outside land, any outside country. It will have nothing to do with China. It'll be totally secure. That'll be part of the deal. And that will be both Oracle, as you know, and Walmart. I think it's going to be a fantastic deal. The technology is superior to anything in the world, and we like that. And again, a lot of jobs, a lot of money for our country. Billions of dollars of taxes will be paid every year. 100 millions of users, they'll be happy. So everybody will be happy. So if you go on TikTok, TikTok is on the Oracle server. All that's already taken place. Donald Trump's already put that in motion. So you can search it all and it'll still tell you this Chinese, it's already done. Remember, this is all optics. It's all important for us to know. And Walmart was an interesting one because there's so many people in our movement saying it's bad, there's underground tunnels and everything like that. Donald Trump wouldn't be putting TikTok in Walmart's hands. And I'll go on to the Q post just to show you the Oracle as well, which is Larry Ellison. I've done a number of videos on John McAfee and Larry Ellison. They're all linked with Steve Jobs as well. If I type in Oracle, there's only 2 posts. And look, both of them for his Twitter account, which is not there anymore. But the honor is ours. Nice meeting you, Q. Honor bound. Where we go one, we go all. So it's a big deal. This was in June 2020. So literally leading up to it. So they must have been negotiating stuff as well. So Q mentions Oracle, Donald Trump mentions Oracle, and TikTok's on the Oracle server. It's in our hands. So again, bringing that in now and pushing all the focus on TikTok then allows us to turn back at Mr. Zuckerberg turn back at Jack at Twitter and see all the terrible stuff that they did. So let's come back on to Obama. So I'll go through a few ones that popped up. I'm just going to scan through some of the posts now. So I started off with Hussein. So on the Q post, Hussein is Obama. And there's quite a lot of posts, a lot of them. So we'll go through a few, but I just wanted to read some of these big ones. So this is one early on. Focus on Hussein. Revelations coming very soon. Huma, Saudi Arabia, Hussein. HLR first. Civil rights attorney, 13th district. Hussein, Hillary Clinton, McCain. Why is this relevant? Follow the money pre-press. Follow the connections pre-press. Why does Hussein travel ahead of Trump? So when Trump went around the world in 2017, Obama was going there first. Obviously needing to talk to all the people, knowing that Trump's going to come in. Look, why did Hussein travel behind protests? Think Asia, think North Korea. What was told during the North Korea during the past 8 years? What dramatic shift occurred to RE North Korea post-election of Trump? Reconcile, define hostage, the sum of all fears. And then it says, why are sexual harassment claims all appearing suddenly? Coincidence? What is a pill? When is it hard to swallow? How do you remove your enemies from positions of influence and authority? Define stages, define puppets, define puppet handlers, define proxy war. Says it 3 times. Expand your thinking. Why is justice stalling the release of C-level info? Think. Does Trump control all matters classified? Think. Have faith. These people are losers. So it's mentioned about 2017, and there's a post where you can start seeing it all. But in 2017, towards the end of the year, 2017 to 18, look, United States political sexual scandals. And there is loads of people, loads, that in Senate, House representatives, and this is just on Wikipedia, in every state. Look, Idaho, State Representative Brandon Hickson resigned after being accused of sexual abuse. He killed himself on the 9th of 2018. So you can imagine a lot of suicides even happening back then. Illinois, Ira Silverstein was accused of sexual harassment and resigned from his position as Majority Caucus Chair. Look, State Representative Nick Sayer resigned on August the 1st, 2018, after an ex-girlfriend accused him of posting revenge porn pictures on a fake Instagram account. And there's loads and loads and loads. So these were all in 2017. But when I said it's a worldwide awakening, look, 2017, Westminster sexual misconduct allegations. November 2017. October 2017, all when the Q posts are talking about it. This is a worldwide thing. So I'll just read the first one. Michael Fallon, the Secretary of State of Defense, resigned on the 1st of November 2017 because of his behavior towards women had fallen short previously. He told the BBC the culture has changed over the years. What might have been acceptable 10, 15 years ago is clearly not acceptable now. The day earlier, a journalist, Julia, someone alleged that he had repeatedly and inappropriately touched her knee during a dinner in 2002. Hartley Brewer recalled that after Fallon kept putting his hand on her knee, she calmly and politely explained to him, if he did it again, I would punch him in the face. She later downplayed the incident. No one was remotely upset or distressed, Hartley Brewer said. It was later reported that Fallon had resigned shortly after the journalist Jane Merrick had contacted Number 10 with the allegation against Fallon had tried to kiss her in 2003 by lunging at her. Fallon did not deny what happened. And there's, again, a long list of all these things in Scotland, Wales, Labour, Conservatives. This is all in 2017, people. In detailed complaints against 36 individuals and MPs. So this is when we keep saying panic in DC, and the politicians are all, to be in that, you're around it all. So if someone's getting done for it, you know about it. Knowing about it is just as bad when you're involved with some of these awful things. It's the same with the police force and stuff as well. There's a lot of police officers that know how bad paedophilia is, and they've even signed NDAs not to say anything. Like, it's all been hidden hush hush from us. It's disgusting. So this is how you know it's like a worldwide thing. Again, all when Trump come in. So I'll skip for a few. So Hussein is evil and a real loser, no special treatment. Shopping around for a new handler protection is fun to watch on the SAT spy comms, morons, all of them. So you can imagine they are reading this as Q's posting. Let me just see what else is there. Oh yeah, so this guy was in the FBI, Peter Strzok's. This is one of the people that Trump sacked. So have you been watching the news since Friday? So telling you at that time, who is Peter Strzok's? How was he compromised? How was he paid? Who is Melissa Hodgman? Company, title, date of promotion. Focus on the date. What events, RE Peter, recently occurred that you now know? Think Hillary Clinton emails, Wiener laptop, etc. The dates. Date of promotion of his wife. How do they stack deck? How do they want inside the government? Who do they want inside the government? What are puppets? How do you control a puppet? Think of number 2, Andrew McCabe, wife connection. What is the pattern? Follow the wives. Keep watching the news this week. Future proofs past. How many D's and R's will not be seeking re-election? Why? That was all these sexual accusations. What just passed Senate? Why? Who is their new handler? Do as told. Why is this relevant? Do you not understand the government is being gutted publicly? Bottom, middle, top. So the handlers will now be the CIA people telling them, this is what you're doing now. You're working for us. Hussein, Iran, connection, bombs away, Merry Christmas. So it's giving us all. Then there was a video that he did. They call it Red Red. Red Red is Red Cross. And it says, remember. And it was Obama did an AIDS video. Hidden message, response to Twitter, roles, actions, expand your thinking, news unlocks meaning. So they're all panicking, but they have to get the ways out there to do a message. So saying on that video, Red Red Stringer Fit 25th. So a stringer is sending codes. Hussein Red video on the 27th. Hussein in Asia on the 28th. Post the stringer. Analyze. Coincidence. More than one meeting. Hussein Red indictments variables. Think circle. Expand your thinking. Take multiple paths. One connects to another. Learn to read the map. The map is key. Find the keystone. What holds everything together? So can you find a picture of al-Walid and Obama or Clinton or other US politicians? L, which is Rothschild, heard you can't sleep no more. Don't come here again. So they're watching these people watch, saying, we heard you can't sleep because we know. Don't come here. So I can go up a bit more. There's loads on Obama. But I just want to show you some really terrible stuff that he did. So this was another one where when you're seeing Biden, he hid all his documents in his garage. Is setting us up for this bit because there's an outrage that Biden did it and then they raided Mar-a-Lago for Trump. Remember, everything comes in threes. Blame Trump. Now show the opposite Biden. Now it's accepted. Now we want let's now really put the picture into all these people. This is why we don't hear much about them. And this is why a lot of the truthers don't talk about them. They don't. When do you see any information or, in fact, what truthers do research? I don't see any anymore doing any research. So we're all being taken down a point together now because they're reporting on the same stuff as they were reporting before. So when new information comes out, they're just sharing it, the same post. So all the information gets released at some point by the military. So documents for the Obama administration has been transferred to the Barack Obama Presidential Library. You may send your request to the Obama Library. However, you should be aware that under the Presidential Records Act, presidential records remain closed for the public for 5 years after administration has left office. Raised by good guys per Trump, shockingly quiet, no leaks. Presidential libraries are in place to retain control over self-incriminated C document releases. It's a scam. Review the law. What's the difference? Hussein's PL, who controls it? These people are really stupid. So he made his own library so he could hide documents. Let's go through a few more. So a lot of this is going to be with North Korea. So what I seem to take is Kim was held hostage. And the country is being used as that crazy lunatic country to create a war. And a lot of the posts talk about Sum of Fears. And I might have that actually open. And I might have that open. And there's quite a lot with Sum of Fears on here as well. So the photo with the armies. Sum of Fears, I watched the film the other day. It's Morgan Freeman and Ben Affleck. Ben Affleck is a CIA. And a bomb goes off. And they get a bit of intel. And the blame's being put on Russia. And you can see how the American presidents and stuff are shocked, and they're now planning retaliation by sending a bomb back. And what Ben Affleck, the CIA agent, found out that the bomb was actually from America itself. So it was framed, blame the Russians, then hoping that America will go to war with Russia. And a war, if it gets to that state where it is, you destroy the Constitution. And that's what a lot of these evil people wanted to do, take us to the war to the point where there is no Constitution anymore. And then it's that you're not protected by anything. It's the Constitution, common law, etc., is the reason why we're still here. So Some Old Fears is the same. They were going to use North Korea as this scare event to end up bombing America, and then there'd be this whole world war. That's what they was keeping him hostage, and that was their last point. So I'll just read one on the Some Old Fears, but I just wanted to show you there's quite a few posts on here. I'll read you two actually, because one's important. So the Nazi order. And this is what I keep saying. We are fighting Nazis still. It's just a different label. It's the Nazi order, NWO. N does not refer to new. The sum of all fears, North Korea, Trump, hostage, threat, disarm, stage set, freedom. So the one underneath, Uranium One, because this is quite a big part to it. CA, EU, Asia, Iran, North Korea. The Iran deal. Why is this relevant? Reader drops RE, North Korea, and Iran. Why? Why is the Rothschilds? What does it mean to be covered in gold? So to be covered in gold is what they would say is the skin of gods. Which couple was photographed covered in gold? The Rothschilds. The public release was a mistake. Who released this picture? Who has all the information? Why? What does it mean to be covered in gold? Can you locate one other picture with a head covered in gold? What does this represent? And this was the three sides of the triangle, the sum of all fears. So it keeps talking about this war, this scare event. They were planning it. So we're now using their plan still, but we're in control of it. Why are we using their plan? To show people where we were heading. And it has to be in this window, 4 years, 4 years. 8 years, 8 years, sorry. 8 years Obama, which he already did. And they were planning Hillary Clinton for 8 years to do all this destruction. We're on the last year of that. So we're getting taken to that point through their plan. We know the playbook. Because remember, the plan then has everyone involved in it, which is all the lions. A lot of people sold out under Obama's reign anyway. And when he didn't win, that's when all panic stations come in. So there's always change of plans because they know that they're guilty of treason. These people, normal people, had signed up for all of this. So they know it was guilty of treason. So how did North Korea suddenly have militarized nukes upon Trump taking office? What was stated during Hussein's term by agencies? How did North Korea suddenly obtain missile guidance cap? What is leverage? Define hostage. Look, that was their last hope. So you'll hear about Iran and the Uranium One deals and stuff, but this one here. In 2011, the shuttle program was terminated by Obama. The US loses space dominance. There was Iran nuclear deal, and North Korea nuke missile tech, SpaceX, NASA Tech 2, Hillary Clinton on a private server, all connected. Look, millions and millions of dollars goes in the pockets. The eye of Ra, the left eye marker, symbolism, evil, stupid, justice, Q. So kind of coded, but to say that they were actually planning a nuclear strike with the uranium, which makes nuclear weapons, and they were going to use North Korea held hostage, but it was all coming from Iran and Hamas. So I'm going to come on to a bit more of that, which is where Donald Trump, it's amazing what Donald Trump has done. So look, why is Obama traveling the globe? Look, lots of monies. It even gives the account number with the last few digits. Where did the money come from? How do you destroy the most powerful country in the world? So remember, they need to stop Trump. Direct attack, covert operations by, and it's like a classification number, to infiltrate at the highest level to destroy from within. Think game. Who are the players? What are their rewards? America for sale. The Patriots are in full control. We will make more public. Saudi Arabia was strategic. This is when Trump went there. We know. Do as we say or face the consequences. These people are stupid. So that was a few months after the arrest in Saudi Arabia. And it's telling people, look, we're in control of this now. So how much did Australia donate to the Clinton Foundation? How much did Saudi Arabia donate to the Clinton Foundation? Compare. Why is this relevant? What phone call between Trump and ex-Australian was leaked? List the leadership in Australia. Biden leadership during Obama's term, and who is the leadership now? Who controls Australia? Who really controls Australia? UK? Why is this relevant? So then Obama, you're going to see the link with Saudi Arabia. Remember, these are the biggest terrorist players. The funder are all evil, all sex crimes against children, all the oil tech. They put people in power positions. So Obama and Hillary Clinton and many more must be terrified. Abba Hajidred is now talking. So I was thinking, who's Abba Hajidred? And this was on January the 7th. So we'll go to here. On January the 7th, the same day, former Iranian President Mahmoud Ahmadinejad is arrested for inciting unrest against the government. So on the 7th, the same day, Q posts, and he's talking. Where did all that money go? How many planes? Where did the planes land? Why were clowns private contractors escorting? Why cash? Why offshore cash? Why wasn't Congress notified for approval? Where did the bank wires originate from? Coincidence all donations to the Clinton Foundation terminated after she lost. What did Australia and UK obtain in exchange for all that money? Where do the majority of the Rothschilds reside? Why is Obama traveling the globe and visiting major financial institutions? 115 million. Who are the Muslim Brotherhood? Who is Arwan? Arwan is the Pakistani intelligence. Who is Huma? Who is VJ? Who created ISIS? Who controlled ISIS? What was the purpose of ISIS? Who is MS-13? Why were known MS-13 members released after capture? Who controls MS-13? Who funds MS-13? Hard to swallow, watch the news. This is stages. So let's stay on that. So the Muslim Brotherhood, and there was 115,000, but it says about why was the cash. Actually, I'm going few more higher just to give you a bit more reference on it. So look, Loop Capital, CEOs and BODs pay into play. Think slush fund. So after Obama lost, he's going around the world meeting big people and they're all donating to him. So look, 29 million from Singapore. John McCain, 19 million Singapore. Why don't we say his name? Hillary Clinton and Bill Clinton, 15 million from the Bank of Mexico. NP, 8 million from Deutsche Bank USA, on and on and on. Follow the money. Focus on the loudest voices in Washington, their net worth, and reconcile. So we'll go on to this as well. So when Obama lost, I checked his foundation. So think about all these corrupt people that were assuming they're all going to be fine. The Obama Foundation raises 232 million in 2017, the best year ever. Think about it. So he's out of now the presidency. He's lost, but they're screwed. All of them are screwed. This article was posted at 3:33 as well on my birthday, August 9th. Look out for the signs. So we can go down here, and the Barack Obama Foundation raised a record amount in 2017, according to a report released on Thursday. It's the biggest single year haul since the foundation was founded in 2014, where former President Obama was still in the White House. And I can go down to show you the other days, the other years as a comparison. The 232 million 2017, so he's lost. So now he's getting players paying because they're all now panicking. Follow the money means they're guilty just by making the payment. 2016, 13 million. 2015, 1 million, 5 million, 2014. Think about the gross on that. It's obvious that they're paying to play to get involved. So I've also got another thing on here as well. So we'll go back, look for a few more. But just know that there was a shadow presidency, a shadow government already taking place when Trump was in. And they were doing all they can to find ways of taking out Trump. But remember, everything underneath it as well. So this is the bit that I wanted to read you. So I said about the 16-year plan. It actually says it on here. So Sessions, I've got a good photo of Sessions as well. Sessions is like one of the most trusted men in politics. And he was assigned as a special counsel to investigate all of this. So he was a threat to all of them. But let me show you the one photo that made me laugh. Look. So this is all Obama and that, and look, that's Sessions there, and it says soon. So he's just hiding in the background, Loretta Lynch, and he, at the time, they thought he was just going to drop this information soon, so they were panicking. So Memo shifts narrative. Memo reinstates Sessions' authority, re Russian / all. The memo factually demonstrates collusion at the highest levels. The memo factually demonstrates Obama administration weaponized the intel community to ensure a democratic victory plus insurance. So a memo's gone out with all these things on it. The memo factually demonstrates knowingly false intel provided to the Pfizer judges to obtain the warrants. So when they went after Flynn, when they put the Pfizer on Trump and the Russia collusion, it was all done wrong. This memo is telling us it's 2018 at the start of the year. So they've already done all this. But look, they never thought she would lose in capitals, Hillary Clinton. The 16-year plan to destroy America, Obama for 8, install rogue ops, leaks classified intel and military assets, cut funding to the military, command away from the generals, so taking it away and putting it in his own hands. SAP sell-off, Snowden or open source Prism keys score. That would have been catastrophic to the US military versus the bad actors worldwide, plus NSA and CIA. So imagine if they made that open source, all that technology the NSA had, and then anyone could do it all. You wouldn't be able to move out your house without them knowing anything about you. And that would have been in the hands of evil people. So all the military personnel, they could have got any bit of dirt on all of them. It'd have been a nightmare. Look, target weaken, conservative base, IRS and MSM. Open border, flood illegals, the Democratic win, ISIS and MS-13, fund and install. MS-13 were the rapists that Donald Trump commented on, coming in raping and killing people, let out of prison by these guys. Like, think about that. Think about, like, people come after you because they've been sent to you for stuff you say. And when you were saying stuff about Hillary Clinton and stuff, we heard about the suicides. The people going to do that would be these sort of people. Man on fire, go watch the clip on that in the bathtub, that sort of thing, but even more violent. So install fear, targeting, removal of domestic assets. Look, turn a blind eye to the build of the nuclear in North Korea, which is class 1, 2, and 3. A blind eye to Iran, the fund and supply, which is right at the top. Stage Supreme Court, which is all the murders. This is 187. Uranium 1, fund and supply Iran and North Korea, plus reduce the US capacity. So they're selling out big time. Look, kill NASA, prevent space domination, allow bad actors to take down the military sats and the worldwide secure communications, install the WMDs. So the risk of EMP space original, look, you'd be helpless. Class 1 to 99, which is like the worst of the worst. Look, then Hillary Clinton for 8 years, World War III, death and weapons, real, war fake and controlled. Population growth control, pocket billions. Eliminate the final rogue operations within the government and military. kill the economy, starve, need, poor, enslave, open borders, revise the constitution, ban the sale of firearms, like the Second Amendment, remove all that, install on-team Supreme Court judges, legal wins across spectrum of challenges, any murder cases, so they'd always get away with what they're doing, remove the electoral college vote because the popular vote is easier to manipulate, and illegal votes and the Soros machines, that limit and remove funding for the military, closure of the US military installations worldwide, Germany first, a destruction of the opposing mainstream media and other news outlets, censoring, class 1 to 59, that's pure evil. Narrative intercept at 4 a.m. Sessions and Nunes, Russian ops. Republication distortion of facts to remove Mueller, so President Free Pass, which is Trump. Shut down primary reasons, distract, weaken military assets, increase illegal votes, black voters abandoning, keep them starved, keep them blind, keep them stupid. Hillary Clinton, March 13, 2013 was the intercept. So they intercepted this plan. Think about it, the Great Awakening, fight, fight, fight. So that's why they had to step in. So there was one here, look, where are the tweets from Hillary Clinton, Obama, and others regarding the shooting today? Do you believe in evil? Make no mistake, they will all pay the price. So they're all in coordination and stuff with each other. So let's get a few more then. So you got a few already, sending money to other countries, going around the world before and after Trump had gone to his trips to set up a separate shadow presidency and government, knowing that they were doing all they can to stop Trump for 2020. All the money sent to all these countries, keeping North Korea as hostage. He got funded by Saudi Arabia, all the money and stuff for the uranium to Iran, like all of this. This is so much. And all the plans of what they were going to do. So let me just see. Okay, so then we get a few more now on him being a terrorist as well. So this was in April 2018. Christian Ring. So the pictures will surface of Hussein holding AK-47 in tribal attire, one of many. It shut down the internet queue. And look, fake picture pushed by mainstream media, videos and backup. Google will kill, YouTube kill, Facebook kill, Twitter kill, Yahoo kill, Instagram kill. Net will be paused, the hammer on the clock. And look, someone said, but normies don't give a crap if he's Muslim with a gun. They won't care. And Q says, the important point is who Hussein is aiming the gun at. Red, white, and blue. It's the spray, like he's going against America. So let me get those photos for you, which was posted on the Q Telegram. So here's a few. TikTok. So they've trained for a long time, putting guns and stuff in kids. Can you imagine as a young kid getting brainwashed and indoctrinated with all hate, which you're seeing on the streets now with all the Islam? But then you can start seeing how people knew what was going on in the military. So look, why did Obama protect ISIS? Trump, ISIS focused and destroyed within 1 year versus 8 years for Obama, didn't even get close. DC access sold out, bring back the gallows. And there's loads of photos that say things like, I didn't join the Navy to fight for Al-Qaeda in a Syrian civil war. And then they've all wrote the same thing. So Obama, I will not deploy to fight for your Al-Qaeda rebels in Syria. Wake up, people. So and look at the badges some of these officers have got. That would have been spreading all the time too. So if you go and watch NSA on the Snowden film, there was a part where James Clapper was being interviewed under Congress and he lied, and they said, does the NSA spy on American citizens? And he straight up lied under oath, said no, not willingly, not wittingly. And on the film, you can see all the people in the NSA looking at each other going, well, we do. So when we say that there's more good people in this world, then these organizations are there to protect Americans and people around the world, when they see their bosses lying, they're obviously going to work together to stop that. So these people at the top are so stupid because you can infiltrate a company, you can infiltrate an organization, and you get your people at the boss and get their managers underneath them. But at the highest levels, like the CIA with John Brennan, how did they think they were going to get away with it? Is because we allowed them to get away visually with it for so long that they thought they were always in control. So another thing that they were doing was the private meetings with the social media companies and the Facebook donations, and you see it's all linked. But look, people have power. Don't forget how to play. Together, you are strong. Facebook violation of your privacy. Facebook is actively tracking you. Facebook reading your private messages. Facebook is censoring anti-conservative. More will drop. We have it all. Class action lawsuits are effective. It's global. Jack at Twitter, you're next. What's Jack's secret Twitter handle? The dummy accounts to talk. What you see is limited. Look, think emails. Loretta Lynch, Hillary Clinton, Hussein, they all had their own Twitter accounts, their secret handles, so they could communicate on there. But again, obviously, we're watching it all as well. So let's get some more on this one, because there's loads I can do on Obama, but I just wanted to show you the gravity and the size, how enormous all of this is at the very top. Fellow patriots, what you're about to learn not only scare you, but intensify your resolve to take back control, freedom. The information that will become public will further demonstrate the criminal and corrupt, pure evil, abuse of power that the Hussein Obama administration undertook in joint efforts with domestic and foreign dignitaries. The snowball has begun rolling. There is no stopping it now. Stay the course and trust the plan. Protective measures are in place. Remain brave. We knew this day would come. United we stand worldwide. Where we go, one we go. We fight conspiracy no more. So really puts an emphasis on we're doing all this. This is all taking place. So this is the one in Iran as well, because today this article come up. So Biden continues, it's not Biden, but you need to bring up Iran again, continues Iran's access to 10 billion just weeks after its proxy killed 3 American soldiers. So it's allowing, Biden's allowing 10 billion to be taken from the sanctions that have been put on the countries. Why is that article important? So again, it was posted just recently, the last 2 days, because one of the things that people don't know is the amount of money that they sent to Iran. And look, RE breadcrumbs with Iran, it was never about worldwide safety and security. It was never about nuclear disarmament. It was about opening a new untapped market. It was about securing a black site, the exchange, uranium one. Risk the welfare of the world. Why? Money. Organized and planned by Obama and Hillary Clinton, carried out by Obama. Remember, Hillary Clinton ran against Obama. The Iranian donations was to the Clinton Foundation. 1.7 billion in cash transferred to Iran, 4 routes, 5 planes. Did the total withdrawal accept depart EU? Why EU? Define bribe, define kickback. Special interest groups. At what US and EU companies immediately closed large deals in Iran post-deal? I'm going to come on to that. Cross-check the companies against political and foundation payments. Define bribe, define kickback. Why are people panicking about the Iran deal pullout? They never thought she would lose. So they sent all this money for this nuclear deal, 1.7 billion in cash to Iran, 5 planes, all went around the normal ways of doing it. It bypassed Congress and stuff as well, like awful. And then all of a sudden it talks about all the European companies getting involved. So this is quite interesting, actually. So watch this. So this was all the same time. So look, this is August the 4th, 2016. US sent a plane with 400 million in cash to Iran. That the Obama administration secretly arranged a plane delivery of 400 million in cash on the same day Iran released 4 American prisoners and formally implemented the nuclear deal. US officials confirm. Obama approved 400 million transfer, which he had announced in January as part of the nuclear deal. The money was flown into Iran on a wooden pallet stacked with Swiss francs, euros, and other currencies as the first installment of a 1.7 billion settlement resolving claims an international tribunal over The Hague, a failed arms deal under the time of the Shah. A fifth American man was released. So the justification was to release prisoners. But like I showed on the Q post, all the payments come from Europe. So I really want to come on to this bit now, because this is where you should see the people panic and Trump really step in. So I'm going to play. So remember, that man was arrested in Iran. But what this bit was is when Trump come in, he pulled out that nuclear deal straight away, and he slapped all these sanctions on Iran. Sanctions, if you go and look at all the sanctions Trump slapped on all these countries, this is why the terror had stopped, and this is why their system was crumbling, because he stopped all the funding. Many countries, Venezuela, Syria, Ukraine, Russia, China, put loads of sanctions on it. Anything that was more than 10 million going in or out the country had to be approved by the government. Like, it was so powerful what he did. So what sanctions did Trump slap on Iran? That after 17 days of continuous negotiations marked by sleepless nights, standoffs, and shouts, the world breathed a sigh of relief on July the 14th, 2015, when Iran and the United States and 5 other powers announced a pact to curb Tehran's nuclear program. The announcement prompted scenes of joy on the streets of Tehran, with young Iranians dancing to celebrate the promise of an end to years of punishing sanctions. Iran called the deal a major step forward, while the US hailed its step towards a more hopeful and safer world. Just 4 years later, the landmark accord is in danger of unraveling. Iran's economy is in crisis, and there are fears that hawks in Washington are trying to provoke a military confrontation between the US and Iran. How did we get here, and what's next? Why did the US pull out and impose sanctions on Iran? President Trump withdrew from the Joint Comprehensive Plan of Action negotiated by his predecessor, calling it one-sided, horrible, and defective to its core. Trump said the deal, which offered Iran sanctions relief in exchange for limits on its nuclear program, did not do enough to curb Iran's ballistic missiles program or address its support for armed groups in the Middle East. Look how ruthless Trump is, though. So his administration then launched a maximum pressure campaign and reinstated all the US sanctions against Iran, a move US officials said would force Tehran to rein in its regional activities, halt its missile project, and return into the negotiation table to discuss a new agreement. And then in August last year, Trump administration slapped sanctions on the purchase or acquisition of US dollar banknotes by Iran, Iran's trade in gold and precious metals, transactions using the Iranian rial, transactions with Iran in graphite, aluminium, steel, coal, industrial software, transactions related to issuance of Iran sovereign debt, sale of Iran cars and car parts, imports of the US of Iranian luxury goods such as carpets and caviar, a sale to Iran of commercial passenger aircraft. And then he put even more sanctions on the oil exports and energy sector, the institutions conducting transactions with the central bank, port operators, shipping and shipbuilding sectors, insurance, financial messaging services to Iran. After a year of extending the nuclear deal, the US imposed fresh sanctions on Iran's Met al sector. It also revoked sanctions waivers that allow Russia and European countries to conduct civilian nuclear cooperation with Iran. So watch this. So he put all these sanctions in. So all these countries in Europe were rushing. So I'll quickly show you this one. So when that deal was and all the money was being sent to Iran and cashes, look, European companies beat US to Iran business after the nuclear deal was reached. Like, Trump would always put America first. And all these big companies all latched on with all these new deals and stuff. And again, they look after their own. This is how they manipulate the markets from things like that. So that was 2015. And then look, European nations to seek exemption from the US sanctions on Iran. So when all the CEOs started stepping down, you can match the CEOs to the companies that were now invested in Iran. So you can imagine for all these people that all got involved with this and all the new projects that were all going to be set up, Trump destroyed all of it. So it's so much bigger than what we can even anticipate. So he's put the sanctions all on these countries. And that Joe Biden article just said how he's taken 10 billion out of the sanctions fund and allowing it all. So again, it's bringing it all back in. So you can start seeing this is a whole operation. It involves a lot of countries and a lot of companies. And when you can see the company CEOs that are all stepping down, Cupo says, have a look at those CEOs versus the companies that invested in Iran. It's the same. So they're all part of this whole thing. So I've got on a few more. So then it brings in the Five Eyes and Obama when they were spying on many American citizens, even within the House, like Ted Cruz was illegally surveillance. That was all approved by Obama. So it brings then in the UK, Australia, and then it brings in all of the Brennans, the Clappers, all the ones that I've been speaking about the whole time. And you can start seeing that there's a lot more good people in this world because it's only at the very top. And the crazy thing is how comfortable they thought they would never get caught and she would never lose. They actually believed that so much because they were just doing this willy-nilly. As soon as they got caught, all of these things that they've done is panic station. So you can imagine the extent of their panic when Trump did get him. So it brings into the one that I did the other week where it shows you that he was with this little girl, Maggie Nixon, bigger than you can imagine. The president warning shot, Alison Mack, snowball effect. Why is Obama pictured with this Hollywood child many times? What are their pet names? Conspiracy. And it was her mum that was seen in a photo with James Alefantes. That brings in all the Pizzagate. So I went through that on a recent one. But this is the one where it talks about the funding for Obama and his college and stuff through Saudis. So it brings in the Muslim Brotherhood. The important thing you got to think of, Iran is part of that. It's the Muslims and the Islam extremists, and you're seeing the invasion of all these countries and all the border crisis because it's showing you this is bigger than just countries and politics. This is about destroying God's children, all the good people to be kept as slaves and prisoners, and it would have been horrendous. So you can start seeing more on the Iran and all the donations to the foundations. There's loads, and it's all keeps coming back to the same people every single time. Let me just see what else I got. Look at this one. Would you believe Obama tried to call Kim prior to the summit? So after Trump went to North Korea, he did not have his updated phone number. 3 North Korea generals released to close the pathway for bad actors. So this one was funny. Look, the faggots are holding hands. There's an old photo of Obama and this man. And look, the Pakistani got plugged in the booty by Obama in college. Search Obama admin, no facial hair, obtain his name, cross FBI security clearance, no why, origin, Q. So why are Obama's records sealed? It's unusual. Why did 42, the president, Obama administration obtain FBI bypass, no background check, access to classified emails, summary security meeting notes, briefings, etc., with no FBI background check or clearance? The purpose? Packy leak, MB infiltration, IG report on Hillary Clinton, email handling means little. Keep your eyes on the ball. Trump is not going through this for nothing. Watch this video again if you need clarity. The speech that will get President Trump elected. There is so much evil and corruption. It's horrifying. We owe it to our children. So it just shows you he's gay, he lies, he's Muslim. It seems like he's married to a tranny. All these things that you call little, it's all a whole collective. Just trying to find some more. Abandoned ship. Obama staff is talking. What are we leading up to? So it's telling us back then all this stuff. Where else are we? So I'll go for just a few more because I think already it just shows you there's so much involved in this, and it's only going to just start bringing in all these stories. It all links up to this, all the same people. Yeah, so this one was quite a powerful one. Look, Obama, ISIS JV team. Did ISIS form on Obama's watch? Did Obama take care of business or allow them to expand? How long did it take Trump to eradicate and destroy ISIS? 1 year. The American people are waking up to the truth. Why did Obama attempt to destroy our military and weaken it? What was the 16-year plan to destroy America? Why did Obama install traitors at the highest levels of our government? Think the DOJ, FBI, CIA, national security. Why did Obama bring people to the White House who hate America and what we stand for? What years did Hillary Clinton serve as Secretary of State? What years did ISIS expand? Why did Obama put restrictions on US military command, RE, ability to attack targets at will, White House direct approval, require for each nation, facts not fiction, blind sheep follow and target? So that was how they infiltrated the military. And let me just show you a cool article with what Obama did. So again, think of all the things I'm saying. Look at the severity of this one. The military kept the whole world safe. And this is what Obama and that did. Look, Obama military coup purges 197 officers in 5 years. So what the president calls my military is being cleansed of any officer suspected of disloyalty to or disagreement with the administration on matters of policy or force structure. We recognize Obama as the commander-in-chief, and that throughout history, presidents from Lincoln to Truman have seen fit to remove military commanders they view as inadequate and insubordinate. Turnover in the military ranks is normal, and these times of sequestration and budget cuts, the numbers are expected to tick up. Yet, what has happened to our officer corps since Obama took office is viewed in many quarters as unprecedented, baffling, and even harmful to our national security posture. We have commented on some of the higher profile cases, such as Jen Carter Ham. He was relieved as head of US Africa Command after only 1 year and a half because he disagreed with orders not to mount a rescue mission in response to the September 11th attack on Benghazi. So you can see, look, they took out 197 because they disagreed with the White House administration for military matters. So they tried taking it into their own hands. Again, crazy to think they were going to get away with it. So I just skip up, just see if there's any more of interest. But you can see there's so much on Obama, so much. Just the ones that we started on here. So that was quite a cool photo. Look, Trump and Obama. Trump at 20, Obama at 18. The war is real. He fights for you. But the shadow presidency of Obama, pre and post of the travel that Donald Trump did around the world. So he set up that's crazy to even think that he had the shadow presidency all set up. They needed that much. So these were memes created, which shows seditious conspiracy and treason, and they use Obama's face and Biden's because people respond to memes. And I'll just leave the last one with a video of Donald Trump talking about Hillary Clinton, and it kind of ties in with a lot of things that I've showed on here. You've got to just keep thinking, like, all this is being planned to destroy America. Destroy America means destroy every good person around the world. There's people that are sold out working and operating within these places around the world to help Obama. When Obama lost, that's where all chaos for them, and they did all they can to stop Trump. They tried getting the Flynn out straight away. Then they made up the Steele dossier, and Robert Mueller come in. That was all baloney. Then there was the impeachment 1 and impeachment 2. They tried everything. They couldn't stop Trump. So the next thing then was the COVID plan. Because we had their plan and their game plan, they were desperate. Any idea come to them like COVID, and we're going to get Biden back in, and all these companies around the world, they would have just been putting money and funding into it, as we saw Obama's foundation received lots more. Imagine Biden winning and the people around the world think, oh, we're back in again. The people that just get on with the corporate crime and all the other, they're looking on, we'd have to worry now. We can relax again. We're back in control. That's why we've had a resident in there. And for them keep looking at Biden, they're thinking, what's he doing? He's exposing all of us. So the fact we've gone Biden, soon as the world are going to get so annoyed with what he's done, it's an easy open door to Obama and leads into Clinton Foundation. The Clinton Foundation stuff, a lot of that's already been dealt with, or it all has been dealt with a long time ago. But when you had Haiti in the earthquake, and you have then people smuggling the kids out of the countries, all the way that they distributed art, the Benghazi, all the email scandals and all of that, that's already been investigated. But they need it all to come out together so the world can start seeing it's all linked, all of it's linked. That's what the Great Awakening is. So look, roger that, Madam Secretary. Clinton Foundation plus Soros, journalists from DIR of Africa, Saudi Arabia, the SAPs of China, Russia, Uranium One, Obama, Benghazi, MB and CIA assets, crimes against humanity, which is the route to Huma, and the CC email Wiener as a backup, Frazzle Drip. Nothing is ever truly diluted. Threats, blackmail, and bribes. They would have been panicking. So I'll leave you this one with Trump.
As the Russia probe continues, President Trump and conservative media outlets are promoting two stories about Hillary Clinton that they say should be the real focus of an investigation. But what is the truth behind these allegations? Our William Brangham is here to put them in context.
And you look at what's happened with Russia, and you look at the uranium deal, and you look at the fake dossier.
With Uranium One, the FBI had mountains of evidence of Russian bribery.
The Clinton campaign and the DNC paid $12 million for a dossier to connect Donald Trump to Russia.
The president and much of the conservative media are arguing that these two stories about the infamous Russian dossier and the so-called Uranium One deal are evidence that not only is the Russia story a hoax, but that Hillary Clinton should be investigated, not President Trump. First, the dossier. The so-called Russian dossier was compiled by this man, former British intelligence officer Christopher Steele. He got this information from various Russian contacts, some of whom he paid for their info. Steele was working at the time for a company called Fusion GPS. In January, BuzzFeed News released a copy of the dossier. It contained as yet unproven allegations that the Russians had wanted Mr. Trump to win the election, that Russians had shared valuable information about Hillary Clinton with the Trump campaign, and that Russia had compromising, sexually explicit video of Mr. Trump that could be used as blackmail. The conservative news site The Free Beacon initially paid Fusion GPS to gather material against Mr. Trump. It was gathered for Marco Rubio's presidential campaign because the Beacon's largest funder was a big Rubio supporter. That funding stopped when Mr. Trump clinched the Republican nomination. After that point, Mark Elias, a top lawyer for the Democratic National Committee and the Clinton campaign, continued paying Fusion GPS, and that's when the Steele dossier was compiled. It's these payments that the White House says proves the Clinton campaign was behind the whole Russia story. They seem to be arguing that because Christopher Steele got his information from Russian sources, that means the Clinton campaign was colluding with the Russians in creating this false narrative. Here's how White House Press Secretary Sarah Sanders put it today.
There's clear evidence of the Clinton campaign colluding with Russian intelligence to spread disinformation and smear the president to influence the election.
The White House's theory ignores the broad consensus shared by U.S. intelligence agencies that the Russians did try and influence our elections, in part by hacking emails from the DNC and Clinton campaign chair John Podesta. The second story is about the so-called Uranium One deal, which President Trump has called this era's Watergate. It dates back to 2010 and the sale of a controlling interest in a company called Uranium One. It's a Canadian mining company that partly operates in the United States, and it was sold to a state-owned Russian corporation, Rosatom. The sale involved control of about 20% of the United States uranium reserves, and the sale required a review by the U.S. government. The claim is that Hillary Clinton, who was Secretary of State at the time, approved the sale in exchange for $145 million in contributions to the Clinton Global Initiative.
Hillary Clinton gave them 20% of our uranium, gave Russia for a big payment.
So let's break this down. First, Secretary Clinton did not have the authority to approve the deal. Several different U.S. agencies had to sign off on the deal, all of which did. There is no evidence that Clinton was informed or involved in the sale at all. Second, the uranium never left the country. It's not legal to export uranium produced in U.S. mines. The Clinton Foundation did receive $145 million in contributions from individuals connected to Uranium One, beginning at least a year before the sale. And in 2010, the year of the sale, former President Bill Clinton received $500,000 from a Russian bank for a speech he gave in Moscow. For now, those all have been deemed legal transactions. But still, today, Mr. Trump once again stoked these stories on Twitter, suggesting now that even the Obama campaign might have been in on creating the dossier. And on Capitol Hill, congressional Republicans continue their calls to investigate the Clinton campaign. For the PBS NewsHour, I'm William Brangham.
So 500,000 for just a talk in Russia, like things like that, the book deals, all of this corruption at every level, it continues. And when you go back to that video, that was 6 years ago. So again, they were showing us back then, but no one paid attention. So we have to have this whole journey we've all gone on for them to now show us again with everyone else linked underneath. So can you see it has been going on for a long time? This is about us awakening up to the truth. So in the process, it's exposing more of the system. As it unravels, more and more people can connect more dots together. So the important thing is now, and this is going to be a life lesson too, when you start viewing everything, try to look out of your perspective and just your view of things going on. You have to imagine looking at it from the highest perspective, because there's a lot of things in our life that we don't know about. I can put a good guess that about 95%, maybe higher, watching this has never been to Iran. Never knows about anything that goes on in these countries. We don't know. So just on that alone, like we're getting information given to us, shared to us, different interpretation, different perspective. It's still a limited information. So we're still meant to be seeing it all. So the test is for us, how we react to it. And it's going to get more confusing when individuals come out that we think we trusted, and now they're saying this, and now it contradicts that. And you're seeing Trump and the vaccine and things like this again. The information's all there. It's all there. Nothing changes on that. It's showing us, it's educating us that we're in full control, the military in full control. If you are unable to accept that, you haven't been paying any attention to any of this stuff for the last few years. So there's people that still go on to that fearful thing. They see one new thing, they're like, oh, like I showed you, and I confirmed it again today, Q was in line with stuff going on at that time. That was 3 years consecutively leading up to 2020 elections. That's a long time. Then you have the 4 years that Biden's been in, and we've been waking up to even more. That's 4 years. Then 3 years, and the plans that went all before that. We're at the final stages, which is the revelations, it's the revealing, the exposing, the darkness into the light. We're there. And these things all lead up to Obama. All the stuff just below is all in the news. Like I showed you today. Biden, there was one on the steel. There was one on the sanctions in Iran. And we just see a little snippet, but it's just giving us more and more, pushing us to this point. Because when it comes to this point, because it's so crazy for people to process, it will be as part of this big one narrative. I like to use the reference as 24. The program is going to be that action-packed. It's going to be quite scary. How it looks, we don't know. It's irrelevant. Just stay present and enjoy it. So I hope you've enjoyed that, people. Bit of a longer one today, but I just thought it was important to get Obama out there and see and show how it's all connected from every aspect of every bit of a conspiracy to every bit of politics to every country. is all going to be linked. So we're very, very close. And we've got the Flynn documentary coming up very soon as well. So I feel that we're going to start stepping into the new territory of new information, exposing these people where these names haven't really been shown to us too much. So we're coming now to a point where we're only a few months away from the November elections. It's a few months away. So just think the build up to that is heating up quite a lot. So people, have a good one. Please remember to subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you all very, very soon.